We're in
All
Marcus
right.
Garvey, yeah.
Well, like Marcus Garvey said, 12.
Site. How did you come about getting the name Iyah Syte?
First, it used to be Iyah Laser,
Right?
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 But then at the time, I was with someone, yeah, someone from a past, and after they listened, after she listened to the music, she was like, no, your insight to
Right?
the music, the name doesn't give you justice. So she said, like, your foresight of the music is wide ranging. So I use Iyah Syte because the Iyah was there, and
Right?
the site. I
Right?
just didn't want to use the site as in seeing something. The site, which is spelled SYTE, is actually an acronym,
Right?
and it means Saving Youth Through Entertainment.
Right?
Yeah.
So definitely it has a wider meaning than what it really is right now. There's a
Yes. Yes. It has a wider meaning. As I said,
right?
saving youth through entertainment.
Definitely. Well, I must tell you, man, listen, that is so inspiring right now for you to have
Yes,
yourself
man. We do
with that
thanks.
name. That is really inspiring. Listen to me. Hey, them a look. Big up yourself. Them a look. Shane one, Elvis, Dino, Scrap, all 9 Mile, Kevin and Mush. Big up on yourself too. Listen to me, man, right now. I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on with this that I'm listening to you. You have some powerful music, I just don't take anybody's interview, to be honest with you. I want to help artists, but we still have to be so selective because we don't want to send the wrong message out there. And what is
Right.
the wrong message? A lot of people might ask me. And I might tell you anything that's going to degrade the value of the music and not serving the right purpose to the public, I probably won't interview that person. I'm just telling you. You understand? I might have a conversation with you off the year and tell you, hey man, this is what you need to work on. So for people who are sending me music and stuff and said, hey, but whenever I take on an interview, I find some stuff in it that is very compelling, and very interesting. I'm gonna play one of your music so that way people get more familiar with who Iyah Syte is before we get into this interview. Iyah Syte, you hold steady, man. I'm gonna play this song right here for you, and this is a warning. Alrighty, this is a song where he has a warning in it. Iyah Syte is warning the public in general. Here we go, man. Warning for the world right here. Yeah! Yes, sir.
What do I say? Love your mother, though.
Iyah Syte
And you
is
have
in
a
the
purpose,
building.
though. And so you have pre-life general.
Yes, sir.
Like you have 2 and 3 life. 24 sevens. Boy, 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 boy. Hey.
This youth is very powerful.
Youth man, before you make up your mind, think before you take up your mind. I you say the hottest part of it and know who they are, who you did left you behind. But me say youth man, before you make up your mind, think before you take up your mind. I you say the hottest part of it and know who they are, who you did left you behind. This is Iyah Syte, and everybody done know. I'm not
Yo,
hearing you. Not hearing you.
are you not hearing me
I'm not
right
hearing
now?
you.
Let me see what's going on with your hearing piece over here, Iyah Syte. Not sure what's going on with
Syte,
Iyah Syte.
and everybody done know.
Can you hear me any at all? Guys, remember this is live, And what
I'm not hearing you. I'm not hearing you.
I'm not sure why you're not hearing me right now. I'm gonna reset to see what's going on with yours. So I'm gonna give him a recall here, people, because what's happening is that he's not hearing me clearly. So I'm
No,
gonna
I'm not hearing.
boom. I'm gonna have to recall him on this one right here. For some reason, we've been experiencing a problem with the internet in Jamaica whenever we're calling out. So I'm gonna make sure that I recall him right now and we see what we get from him. But very powerful interview with Iyah Syte right here. Let's see what's going on. Check, check.
Yeah, I'm here.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I'm hearing you now.
Oh,
Yeah, sorry
oh,
about that, bro.
okay, perfect. So, like I said, for me, we've been having this problem here every now and then with the internet coming out of Jamaica. Every now and then we lose signal, but that doesn't stop us from talking at Iyah Syte this evening. Iyah Syte, why I pull up the song earlier, it's because you had a powerful message. What was the first part of this song saying right here? What were you trying to say to the youths right there?
All right, what I'm saying, bro, I hear a lot of youth, they have this mentality.
Right?
They said get rich or die trying, right?
Right?
And yet they say you love your wife, you love your mother, you love your youth.
Right?
You don't persons who you love. So if you really love them,
Right.
I'm sure any mother would rather to have a son alive more than $1 million in the bank.
Certainly.
You know, so that's the whole thought process of it. You know, when you're going out there and you're risking your life,
Right.
you know, you have to take into consideration the persons that depend on you and your loved ones that you claim that you love. So if you love a person, you don't risk hurting those persons.
Well,
You know?
I must tell you that is so true because a lot of youths out there, I think they are just in the hunt for the collateral part of it, you know, and not thinking
Yeah.
about the physical pain that they're going to cause, you know, or the mental pain that you're going to cause the family, the loved ones, the friends, and the people that are out there. So that's why I pulled this song up because I really
Yeah.
wanted to let the public hear what was going on in general. Let's click on this music one more time again, man, and see how we can get it going. Real time, Iyah Syte is in the building. I'm going to play this song right here. Let's play this song right over, man. Real time. Give me a few more out of it. Iyah Syte. When song is powerful.
What do I say? Love your mother, though.
Real time.
And you have a purpose, though. And so you have 3 life general.
Yes, sir.
Like you have 2 and 3 life. 24/7. Boy. Hey. Youth man, before you make up your mind, think before you take up your mind. I you say the hottest part of that and no who they and who you get left you behind. But me say youth man, before you make up your mind, think before you take up your mind. I you say the hottest part of that and no who they and who you get left you behind. This is Iyah Syte, and everybody don't know say equal rights and justice I man I represent. And even though the police no fit they shoot man in a cold blood, enough of them youths they wasn't innocent. You bust the case the time you get the first bite. The cops them decide to shoot you at first sight. And even though you never bust no gun first night, still them send you home on the first flight. Youth man, before you make up your mind, think before you take up your mind. I you say the hottest part of the day now. But me say youth man, before you make up your mind, think before you take up your mind. I you say the hottest part of the day now. Who you get left behind? Your friend them be rice and them be black.
So definitely, people, you know, the song is available on YouTube and on Instagram and all over the web, you know, for you guys to get a listen to. And Iyah Syte, before we get too far into it, let the public know where they can find you, you know, and how they can reach out to you, because I really like this song, and I think this song should be getting more, you know, of a broadcasting in a sense, and played more on the airways in Jamaica as well. You know, so how do they get a hold of you, and where can they find Iyah Syte?
Yeah, man, we do give thanks. Now, the name Iyah Syte is so unique. You know,
Right.
once it pops up on any platform,
Right.
YouTube, IG, Facebook, Twitter. Once you put Iyah Syte, IYAHSYTE,
Right.
even if you go into your Google search and you type Iyah Syte,
Right.
I'm the only person that you'll see come up.
Perfect.
You know, so I'm right at the fingertip.
So definitely. And I got Otis Simit right here. So big up yourself, Otis, real time, you know. Definitely looking forward to helping out Iyah Syte as well. And Iyah Syte, you know, it's just one of those things where I'm saying, keep on doing the music, man. I like music like this, not just for me, but I think that, you know, it sends that message to the public at this time where we really direly need that music at this time right now. Direly is not a word. Okay, that was just from me. But I think it's in dire need right now. And that's people for you. They'll say stuff like that. But definitely, let's get into the music interview now. So, Iyah Syte, what makes you get into the music? There's so much more stuff that you could have put your hands and your foot to. But you chose music. Why would you choose music?
All right. I'm not even sure I want to say I choose music.
Right?
It's more like music choosing me.
Right.
Because yes, I've done other stuff. You know, I've because as you can see, I'm not like a teenager or stuff like that. So I've done stuff in the past. But music has always been within me.
Right.
You know, and the main thing that pushed me to really take music seriously.
Right.
I lost my mother, you know, I really, I would say a testing year at 19,
Right, right,
and the only comfort that I could find was through music.
right,
So from there on, it has always been with me. At school you normally play around with music, you bang on this and stuff like that. But
right,
I wasn't an artist who came up through the regular channel.
right,
Most people will tell you they perform at school concert or they run church choir, stuff like that. That wasn't me.
right,
I'm quite a humble, reserved person naturally. But music, I think music chose me, and it gave me a source of comfort.
right.
And I try to extend that to the wider public, really, you know.
So, how would you describe the music now that you're typically creating right now? How would you describe that type of music? Who are you looking to reach out to?
All right. I don't classify my song as yeah, I do reggae,
Right,
but I do soul music. When I
right,
said soul music, I mean SOUL. You know,
right,
I do music from the soul.
right,
So from my soul to another person's soul, it might comes out in reggae format, it might comes out in a dancehall format, it
right,
might comes out in an R&B format, but the message is always going to be there. So I interpret my type of music as soul music.
right,
That is why I said Iyah Syte, the soul journey warrior.
right.
Yeah.
Well, I still would like a general answer if you got one. Like, who are you looking to reach out to? I understand that's music for the soul, but is there any particular, you know, I would say age group or in general that you'd like to reach out to?
No, I'm just reaching out to anyone who have ears to hear and have a need, for such music or such reassurance. Because sometimes you do music and
Right,
people realize, hey, I'm not the only one going through stuff,
right,
you know? I'm not the only one facing struggles.
right,
And I personally find, comfort in other artists' music.
right,
When I'm going through my personal struggles, it don't necessarily have to be my song.
right,
So I just like to extend that just to anyone who have ears to hear and who have a void to be filled, you know. So it's not no age group because every age group goes through their own struggles, believe it or not.
right,
You might see a 10-year-old child and he's running around happy and stuff like that. He
right,
has stuff that he's going through.
right,
It's just that we as adults, we are more focused on our problems. So I've got my fan base is wide. Like, I have youths that could be my son and they listen to my music and they look up to me as an elder. And
right,
I've fans who could be my dad,
right.
who my music touched just the same and they encourage me just the same. So I don't have a particular age group or a sector of people.
Well,
I have pastors
right,
who, tell me that, I should keep on doing what I'm doing.
right.
Yeah, so it's just I'm just touching people who need to be touched, bro, through the music.
Well, I like that. I think that was well said. I think that was very well said. Music for the soul, coming from Iyah
Yeah.
Syte. So for the music that you have going out right now, what is your typical creative process for creating music? Some people they go to the hill. Some people they isolate themselves. Some people say, hey, you know what? Leave me alone. I just want to do this. What's your creative process?
Hey, C4.
Right.
First thing, I don't use pens and papers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't use pen and papers.
Right.
I don't go out and look for a particular topic.
Right.
I'm a person, I walk a lot.
Right.
I love to walk.
Right.
And as I said, I live in a rural community.
Right.
Sometimes when I'm in my quiet space, anything can trigger a song for me. It could be something I hear, it could be something I see, it could be
Right.
something I feel. So just about anything
Right.
can trigger a song for me. And I just, as I said, I didn't choose the music. I think it chose me. So once the idea pops up, the melody is gonna come.
Right.
And from the melody comes, I'm just gonna sing that song until the song becomes a part of me and I'm comfortable with the song.
Right.
Then I extend it to the wider public.
Well, I must tell you, you do have some great songs. We're gonna play one more of your songs right here, and this is prayer for the youths. And I must tell you guys, there's a video that will be playing with this one below right here. And this is prayer for the youths right here. You know, let's take a look at this right here. Official video from Iyah Syte. Prayer for the youths. Real time. Yes, sir.
Rich! Rich! Come buy something at the shop for me now.
Yes, man. I want that shop too.
Buy a pound of flour for me.
Iyah Syte, man.
Yeah, man, we know. So we have good cops, and we have bad cops, you know.
Talk to you about it
Just
already.
like how the officers need to know. You have good youth from the ghetto,
This youth
bad
right,
youths and
that's the
speed,
youth
you
want to
know.
look out for.
Me say mama feel the pain. Police go shoot a little son down the lane. Them say that the gunman do the same, but just remember, say no gunman government a send a train. Now me they pray now for the youths, them job, youths them job. Simple little thing I see them and show them far. Them now pressure them and them in the suit. But as I get to youth, just let them execute. Me they pray for the youths, them job, youths them job. Simple little thing I see them and show them far. Them now pressure them and them in the suit. But as I get to you, just flip them execute. Me say me know say well the last time me check. The duty of the cops is to serve and protect. No make me see your officer, know me the threat. He coming like a dopey, some come out your feeling. I wonder if them have a heart a beat up in the chest.
See there? Officer George.
Boy, I know I look at the other day.
Super call me, you know. So, where we super officer?
Super officer. But you wait, I have plans for them.
You guys,
Constable
check out
Dan
the
and
video.
Constable Brown, what took place today? Anyone of them want to bleach out face and a tight pants and look suspicious. Wanna get rid of them?
I dead them boy, if you dead man, I want to man.
Wanna come out of the car and go on back to work?
Rough and see the bullets, them a beat up in a plunge. None of them monsters and them boots and them bulletproof vests. Them just around this like the wild, wild west. And me the pray for the youths, them job, youths, them job. Simple little thing I see them and show them far. Them now pressure them and them in the suit. But as I get to you, just let them
See there, guys, and I'm telling you, the songs are available on YouTube as well. And this interview will also be available at C4 Outlaw, you know, and YouTube real-time interview. So definitely after this, you guys can rewatch the interview. And we got the man himself right here, Iyah Syte. So Iyah Syte, you know, with the music and your pattern that I'm getting from you is this: you want to reach out to the youths, and you have a thing about your music that is like you're saying there's an oppressive movement that you're talking to throughout your songs. Have you been harassed or been oppressed by the system in general in Jamaica?
No, I've never been.
Right?
You know, but as I said, it doesn't have to happen to me personally
Right?
for me to highlight the problem. And remember the name, Syte, S-Y-T-E means
Perfect.
saving youth through entertainment.
Right.
So, you know, that particular song is that it's not a good thing. Remember that the officers, you know, should be here to secure.
Right.
And it's not a good feeling to know that when you see an officer, you feel intimidated.
Right.
You know, you feel threatened. That
Right.
should not be the case. You know, so that's why I mentioned there are good cops and there are bad cops. Just like how there are good youths from the ghetto and bad ones. Because most of the time,
Right.
it might be like maybe 15% who is giving trouble.
Right.
But the entire ghetto is being stigmatized.
Right.
You know, so I just want to highlight that problem. I know youths who have been harassed. You know, I've known youth. Well, my son, I have a son who is 23 years old and he's
Right.
doing music. And he's lost friends, you know, through, you know, at the hands of the officers.
Right.
You know, and as a father, you know, it touches the core because I watch them grow up.
Right.
You know, one start giving trouble and the entire ghetto is stigmatized.
Right.
You know, so as I said, it doesn't have to happen to me really for me to highlight the problem.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
Well, it's good that you come out with the words right now, and you're actually on have the platform that you can actually just send these words out to the public, which is a good highlight for Jamaica in general and the youths of the neighboring ghetto that you're from. So let's take a next look over here. Is there anybody that you'd like to do a collaboration with your current music that you're doing right now?
In terms of I'm a soul person,
Right.
and anyone who has passion for the music and has a soul, that means well. I'm not gonna limit it to a one particular person. Yeah, I look up to people like Sizzla. I look up to people like Bounty Killer.
Right.
I look up to people like Loot and Fire, Iway, Capleton, and stuff like that. And I would love to do a collab with any one of those artists.
Right.
But there are other young artists out there like myself,
right,
that have just as much passion for the music and have just as much soul for the music that I have. Right. So once I'm gonna help to highlight a situation, and that person is gonna bring the same energy to a song that I am bringing, I have no problem. Yes, a collab with a name artist out there, would do my career a lot of good. Right. Anthony B is there, Bushman is there, Ibamar, Chronix, you name it.
Right.
But for me, anyone, a Bounty Killer, Loot and Fire, anyone who I know that have a passion for the music, right, and trying to use the music to do some good, I'm up for it.
Well, are you currently signed to any record label right now? Or are you working?
I have a management team,
right,
that's a Unison Music Group, handles management for me. I'm right now, and I'm working along production line with 24/7's production, just the same. But for now, those are just the two persons that are taking care of things for me right now.
So is that your management team, or are you signed to them?
I'm signed to Unison Music Group.
Okay, so Unison Music Group, that's what you're signed to. And
yeah.
Is there any word or any message that you'd like to, any producer that you'd like to reach out to work with, other than the group that you're with right now?
Yeah, there are production labels that are doing, really good music, putting out some good conscious reggae music, and there's groups like, they focus in dancehall just the same, but every now and then they put a real good production together. That's say there is Ramesh Entertainment and stuff like that, So, but as I said, bro, it's anyone who is going to bring the same energy to the music that I am going to bring. I'm willing to work. So I'm not limited. I'm not going to put a limit on it and say, I would want to work with XY producers and stuff like that. As I said, just like how there are young artists out there like myself, new emerging artists would say, there are new producers out there,
right,
who just wants to be highlighted, and who knows, it might just click. He might just find a beat that I am on, and it click. Look at what is taking place with the Warning, with 24/7s.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you one more thing, because I just looked at it a while ago in my head, and I'm like, you know what? Are you getting rotation right now on the airways in Jamaica?
Yeah. And I'm grateful. I as you said, it should be getting more.
Right.
But we have a culture here that sometimes we highlight the negative.
Right.
And stuff like this get pushed aside. But I'm really grateful. I'm getting some nice rotation from stations here like IRA FM and Mellow FM, and there are other radio stations who are endorsing it just the same.
Right. Well, I'm going to segue into a next question here, because if there was anything about the music industry currently that you could change as an entertainer, what would it be, and what would you change it to?
All right. I would start with the Broadcasting Commission.
Right.
I believe that if an emerging artist can bring to the table a really quality song, and they can bring it to the Broadcasting Commission. The Broadcasting Commission now can bring it to the station, and even on a wider perspective,
Right.
the Ministry of Youth and Culture,
Right.
Entertainment,
Right.
should have a library of top acts and new emerging acts,
Right.
where anywhere in the world they can log on to that website, and what if they want a sizzler to headline a show, and
Right.
they listen to my song, and they can say, wait, but this is a guy that can complement, this performance coming up from Sizzler.
Certainly.
So I would like to see them have like a library, a list of names with songs and contact details where, emerging acts can be seen,
Right.
on the same level as the more established act.
So, what do you think about the monopolized? Wouldn't you think that it would be like monopolized to some extent, just like people have been complaining that they're not getting enough airplay and all that thing?
No, I don't think it would monopolize the situation. I think it would broaden it
Well, no, no,
because
no. I'm not saying that it wouldn't broaden the horizon for young artists, but I'm saying
yeah,
the persons who are putting up the music, because this is what most artists are complaining about in Jamaica as well, is that persons who are playing the music right now, they're shelving it. You turn in your music to someone and it's not getting airplay, or if it gets played, it's not at a time when we have enough listeners, in a sense. So it's stuff like that that even though I believe in the music system in Jamaica, something about it that still irks me in certain ways, you know, to trust a certain level of their judgment.
all right.